It wasn't easy at all. It wasn't easy at all. But like I said, God was there for me.
Did you have family support?
No, not really. I did everything myself. When I was 13, my blood cousin molested me.
Wow.
But and that's how I ended up being pregnant. My baby father, he was older than me too. I was not but 14 and he was 22. Right. And I got two of my kids is by him.
Okay.
And he was just my support, but that didn't go well because he was abusive to me. I went through domestic violence. I got plenty of times, but God just been there for me.
What's up, YouTube? Top Flight USA back with another one. How you doing, young lady?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
That's good.
You got a nice smile.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, I just met you here at the park downtown.
Yes.
What you got going on?
Well, I'm 26. My birthday is tomorrow. Shout out to me. 27 years of living. Thank God
That's
for
right.
everything that I've been through.
Happy birthday.
Right now, I got three kids. I'm a teenage mother. I've been through a lot, you know. I came here because, you know, God led me here. God told me to come here because he got bigger blessings for me.
Where you from?
I'm from Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, shout out to South Carolina.
Yes.
You mentioned you was a teenage mom.
Yes.
How old was you when you had your first baby?
I got pregnant at 14.
Wow.
And I had my daughter at 15. Yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was hard. It was hard, but it made me grow up fast in a good way.
Okay.
To experience life in a good way, you know. It wasn't easy at all. But like I said, God was there for me.
Did you have family support?
No, not really. I did everything myself. When I was 13, my blood cousin molested me.
Wow.
And that made me, you know, promiscuous. But and that's how I ended up being pregnant. My baby father, he was older than me too. I was not but 14 and he was 22. So I always lived with him. He was my support. And I got two of my kids is by him.
Okay.
And he was just my support, but that didn't go well because he was abusive to me. I went through domestic violence. I could have died plenty of times, but God just been there for me through it all.
Wow. Let's touch on that molestation just for a second.
Okay.
You mentioned it was one of your family members.
Yes, my first cousin.
How did it happen?
At grandma's house.
Wow. So it happened at a relative's house?
Yes.
What was y'all like, by y'allself or something?
Well, basically, like, we all would sleep in a room with him, me and my sister. Not only did he molest me, he molested my sister too.
Wow.
So he would do things like tell us to go in the bathroom, and at this time they had flip phones, so he'll tell us to go get quote unquote wet.
Okay.
But I had no idea what that meant, but my sister did.
Right, because you were young.
Yeah, so my sister, it's like he been did it to my sister, but I didn't know, and you know, that's when it happened. He did it to her, and then he did it to me. And you know,
how did that make you feel when that happened?
It made me feel like, because I grew up without a family, and it happened on my daddy's side of the family, it did make me feel some type of way. And it made me feel broken. It made me feel like nobody cared about me. It made me feel like worthless. It made me feel like I couldn't trust nobody. And then because it's family. And now to this day, it affects me with my children because I don't trust men around my kids.
Wow.
I don't trust people around my kids, and it's like I'm always second guessing. If my own blood will do it to me, who can I trust?
Right.
I went through counseling and stuff like that. I went through counseling. DSS took me because I ended up writing in my diary, and my mama found out about it.
And what did she say about it?
She called the cops because I was living with my dad at the time. She called the cops, and I don't know how she feel about it because she never really, said anything about it. But if we get in an argument, she'll just be like, "Oh, you wanted it to happen," stuff like that.
How did that make you feel when your mama say something to you like that?
It made me feel like, how could you say that when you're the woman who birthed me? You're the woman that's supposed to make me feel comfortable. You're supposed to make me feel loved. Like, you're supposed to be my safe haven. And she wasn't that for me.
Wow. Man, and You were so young when that
Yes,
happened.
I was 13.
Was that?
I lost my virginity by him.
I was just about
I lost
to
my
ask you
virginity
that.
by him,
Wow.
by my first cousin. Yes.
Man, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yes.
You mentioned you had got counseling.
Yes.
How did that work for you?
I mean, it worked. It worked, but to be honest, I don't know. If you don't, you got to heal within. Like, I don't know. I feel like counseling don't really work.
Okay.
It don't really work because you telling your story to somebody. You telling what you've been through to somebody that haven't even been through that, what you've been through.
Right.
So it's like, do they really care?
Right.
And so it didn't really work. It took me a lot of self-healing from my own, like forgiving him.
Right.
Forgiving him and, accepting, what he did.
Did you ever confront him about it? Like, did you ever get a chance to actually tell him how you felt about that situation?
No, but when the family found out about it, everybody went down my throat telling me, why did you lie and stuff like that? Why are you lying? Why you trying to do this to the family? He came to me and apologized to me. He said, if I ever did anything to you that hurt you, I apologize. I accepted the apology, but I knew, because at the end of the day, I was 13. He was 20-something. It wasn't no young. He was 20-something, so.
He should have known better.
He should have known better, and I felt like it was okay because I didn't know. My mama never taught me about periods. My mama never taught me about sex. And then my sister doing it freely, I didn't know that it wasn't okay.
Right.
But it's not okay. It wasn't okay.
Right.
So.
Man, I know that was a tough situation. Is your sister older than you?
Yeah, she's 2 years older than me. I'll be 27 tomorrow. She's 29. She just turned 29.
Okay. Wow. And this happened in South Carolina?
Yes, it happens in South Carolina.
And I think you was in middle school around that time, right?
Yes. No, I was in middle school, 13.
Yeah.
I was in middle school.
Wow. And you got pregnant shortly after that?
Yep, shortly after that, I got pregnant. Like I said, I always wanted to follow up my sister and them, so I met a dude, my baby father, on Facebook. I didn't even, I haven't even saw his face. All we used to do was talk on the phone on Facebook, and we met up one day, and the first time me and him having sex, I ended up pregnant.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And y'all was only having phone conversations?
We was only having phone conversations and just talking, getting to know each other. But I never saw his face because on the Facebook page, he'll have cars with rims and Eminem like that.
Okay.
And it just, I don't know why. I really don't even remember why I would even do, I guess, seeing what
you saw.
What I saw. I was having phone conversations with him on my dad's phone.
Wow.
I didn't have a phone, on my dad's phone.
But you did mention the molestation made you promiscuous.
Yeah, it made me promiscuous.
Right. You was living with your father at the time.
Yes.
What did your father say about that situation? Or how did he feel about you? Let's talk about the molestation first. How did he feel about that?
I ran away soon after everybody found out, and I came into my grandma's house. Everybody was sitting there. The whole family was sitting there. And like I said, they was telling me, why you lying, all this and all that. I ran away.
Wow.
No shoes, no nothing. And I ran away to my friend's house. Her name Brianna. I ran away to her house. I knocked on her window crying, and she let me in. But after that, I had no shoes on, no nothing. My dad saw me walking, and he asked me, why didn't I tell him so he can take me to the hospital? That was his words. But I felt like, it shouldn't have mattered why I didn't tell him so I can go to the hospital. He should have took me to the hospital right then and there.
And he never did?
And he never did.
Wow.
I used to just run away just to be with my dad. Because I wanted that love. My mama family from New York, I'm from South Carolina. I never had a family. I didn't know how it felt to have a family. So going to my dad's house from once in a blue moon, I wanted to be with my dad, so I ran away to be with my dad, and I regret it.
Why do you regret it?
Because I feel like, even though my mama didn't want me to go over to my dad's house, I feel like she was trying to protect me.
Okay. So you did grow up with your mother also?
Yeah, I grew up with my mom, but I also grew up in foster care.
Okay. And what was the ages that you grew up with your mom?
From birth to 12 or 13.
Okay. And then
But it still was in and out foster care.
with your mom?
Yeah, with my mom.
Wow. Why do you think she was so unstable like that?
Well, she was stable. It was just the simple fact of me and my mom, we didn't get along. And I feel like, it was just some ins and outs with me and my mom. Like, and the police saw it. The police was always called. And I just had a rough childhood.
Wow.
And my mom, the police was just like, you rather stay with your mom or go to foster care? And I'd rather go to foster care because I didn't like the way I was being treated at the time.
Okay. And on the second part of the question with your dad, how did he feel about you getting pregnant at 13?
14.
14.
My dad is like, I don't know. He don't really show emotion like that. Some men do, but my dad, he really ain't show no emotion. He really didn't say anything. It's
Wow.
I don't know. He really didn't say anything, really.
Did you feel like he cared about the situation? Or did you feel like he kind of like, well, she brought that on herself?
Yeah. I feel like he was heartbroken, but he never showed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You had the baby. What was life like for you at that young age having a baby?
Well, it was just hard. I had to not go finish school because I had to tend to my baby. I had to, put my childhood to the side to be a mother.
Right.
So it was like hard. I ain't had no childhood at all because think about it. 13, that's your real childhood ages.
Right.
14, I got pregnant. 15, I had my child and I had to become a mother. So it was just solely on my child, and me and my child was in foster care. And from foster care, me and my child got separated for a couple months, and she came back with me. But ever since then, like, my kid's been with me.
Why did your child get separated from you in foster care?
Because these girls, they was just picking on me because I'm a quiet person, and I always got picked on for some reason. I don't know why, but they was trying to say that my daughter, which was underage, she was months, arm baby, saying that my baby ate they baby cookies or something like that. And then so the girl was trying to fight me and all this, and then I guess they was saying I was being hostile and stuff like that, and they had to send me to get evaluation. They said nothing was wrong with me.
Okay.
So, after that, they gave me my baby back, and I had to leave, though, because of the whole situation. I had to leave that foster home because of the whole situation.
And where did you go?
To another foster home in Sumter,
wow.
South Carolina.
So you was bumping
From house
to house.
And I was on the News 19 at 15 for being missing. Mercedes Moore and her 2-year-old child was missing.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I was
you
on the
was a
news.
missing person. How long was you missing before they found you?
For about 2 weeks.
Wow.
I was missing for like 2 weeks
Where did you go?
with my baby father because I just felt like the foster homes, people send these kids to foster homes, but the foster homes don't be what it's cracked up to be. And
Why do you say that?
because people have kids, they treat their other kids better than you. Some people just do it for the money. I went to one foster home where they treated these kids that had learning disabilities and was like not normal. I feel like everybody normal, but like
Like a handicap?
yeah, handicapped. They treated them different than they treated me. They treated me good and they treated them bad. I did not like that. Like
Wow.
they eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches and I'm eating pizza. No, I did not like that. I used to do the girls' hair and I did everything to make sure they was comfortable and they was loved, because I feel like everybody need love and everybody should be treated equally.
Right. I agree with you on that. You was growing up. You became an adult. You was 18. Did you have another baby?
Yeah, I had another baby at 19.
Okay.
I got pregnant at 18 and had the baby at 19 by the same father.
And that was your second child?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe you mentioned you had one more child.
Yes, and she's 3. I just
Okay.
recently had
Had her 3
her.
years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't get to finish high school.
Nope.
Did you ever get a chance to get your GED?
Yes, I just got my certificate.
Okay.
Yes, this last month, May
That's what's
22nd.
up. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
How did that feel when you completed that?
It felt good because I always had naysayers. I always had people that thought I couldn't do it, because of my circumstances and the stuff I've been through. But I always put God first, and if I put God first, I can never lose.
That's right. I agree with you. How is life treating you right now?
Well, right now, I'm getting stuff together slowly but surely, but I'm at a shelter right now.
Okay.
With my kids.
And how was that?
It's all right, but I'm just ready to get my own. I'm ready to get on my own because I'm used to being on my own.
Are they helping you with that?
No, you got to do everything by yourself. You don't really get help, so.
Do you think you're in the wrong program?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know a lot of resources here in Raleigh?
No, because like I said, I really don't know anybody here. I prayed, I fasted, and I asked God to show me where He wants me to be, and He told me here.
Okay.
So I'm just walking by faith and not by sight.
That's right. And how long you been here?
Since March 4th.
Okay, so you fairly new.
Yes, I'm fairly new.
Okay. Well, the good thing about it is you're in a big city,
Yes.
so it's a lot of resources here.
Yes.
And you have a positive mind frame.
Yes.
So I believe as soon as you find the resources, everything will fall in place for you.
Yes, it will. It is. I
Yeah.
believe that wholeheartedly.
Have you ever heard of a place called Healing Transition?
No.
Okay. We need to call that place.
Okay.
Stay in contact with me.
Okay.
Because I know a few resources. I'm fairly new in the Raleigh community as well.
Okay.
But I interview a lot of people that know a lot of resources.
Okay.
So we can put our minds together and make this thing happen.
Yes, for sure.
You don't seem like you have any like drug addictions or nothing
No,
like that.
I don't smoke. I don't drink.
Okay.
Now, I used to.
You look pretty clean.
Yes, I used to smoke weed. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I used to drink. But God delivered me from all that, and I thank God for that because
Amen.
I was a slave to all those things.
Okay.
I felt like everything I was going through, I had to have a cigarette or a
Right.
Black and Mild. But I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do none of that. All glory to the Most High.
That's right.
Yes.
That's a good thing
Yes.
because you're gonna progress quickly
Yes.
without those things holding you back.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what's up.
Yes.
I don't want to give them too much more.
Okay.
You gave a lot in this interview.
Yes.
We moved towards your life real quick. We got a couple of the main parts in your life, but we didn't get everything.
Yes, we didn't. I have stories to tell, my testimonies. Listen, I don't look like nothing I've been through.
That's
I've been
right.
through some things. I don't look like nothing I've been through.
You look
nothing.
good. I ain't gonna lie.
Nothing.
You're looking good.
Yes.
If anybody wanted to follow you, do you have any social medias? If anybody wanted to help you out and donate to you, do you have a Cash App or something like that you want to put out?
Yes, my Cash App is Mercedes Moore 98.
Okay.
Mercedes Moore 98.
And how is that spelled? Is it anything capital, anything lowercase?
It's
Can you show
dollar
us?
sign Mercedes MERCEDES Moore MOORE 9806.
Okay.
And also-
hold on, let me focus in on that. Mercedes Moore 9806.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, y'all can follow me on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. I do inspirational, I'm God-led.
Okay.
Put it like that.
Well, let's start off with the Facebook.
My
What's the
Facebook is Red Benz.
Okay.
REDBENZ.
Okay.
And my TikTok is Red Benz. Everything Red Benz, Mercedes Moore.
And
Everything
YouTube is the same?
Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing for everything.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Y'all go follow her on Facebook. Subscribe to her YouTube page. We're gonna connect from here.
Yes.
I think you're gonna be just fine.
Yes.
You ain't been here too long,
Yes.
so it ain't like you down in the ghetto somewhere.
Right.
You in the program already.
Yeah.
You might need to transfer to another one that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
But we can do some calling, and we can put our minds together. Maybe we'll spend like a day on the weekend or something. We can sit right here at this park.
Okay.
And call some numbers, call some places. The car right here, so you jump right in the car.
Yes.
Get them kids.
Yes.
Put them in the back seat, and I'll take you there.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So that's how we're gonna do that.
Okay.
I thank you for doing the interview. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you.
All right.